Hi, this is Larry Hatch for another episode of the Great EV Con Game. And on this sub channel, actually, we are going to talk about the spin, the hype, the outright lies, half truths, which I consider to be lies, of the EV evangelist saying everything is fine with EVs, you better adopt them now before you die. And our children die, and our cats and dogs die, and all this other climate change stuff. I believe in climate change. Yes, I'm not a climate change denier. I believe in it, but I also believe in science and doing things that actually work and are effective and don't basically put us into economic slavery, or pay the United Nations a 1% climate change tax as has been proposed. No, we're not doing that. Without further ado, I'm going to get into our main topic, which is a specific article. And some of you have commented to me privately, not publicly. Maybe some of you will publicly, that you want more literature citations. Because I am a trained scientist, and I believe in citing literature and not just opinions. All of my videos have been based on literature, but I haven't done a lot of citations so far. So I'm going to increase doing that, so you can read the stuff for yourself. And again, read the stuff for yourself. I don't encourage you to take my opinion or any guru's opinion or any car maker's opinion. Do your own research. You're an adult, you're a mature person, and if you can read, you should be able to figure it out. Figure if I'm wrong, if the EV evangelists are right or wrong. I suspect that I'm partly wrong and they're partly wrong, as is often the case, but we're going to get closer and closer to the truth. This was an interesting paper from January 2023 called Achieving Zero Emissions with More Mobility and Less Mining by Thea Rio Granis. I spelled that wrong. Get rid of the first N. And Party, and with the assistance of UC Davis, which many of you will know is one of the premier American universities for scientific research. I think they have the best vet school in the country. They have one of the better medical schools now, and they do wonderful research in all kinds of things. Hey, nobody does grapes and wine better than UC Davis. They are a premier Research One university, highly respected. So I just wanted to talk about this article, and it's typical of a lot of academic articles, because I do present graphs and charts. It is I would say, fairly robust scientific approach. And they said the EVs are causing expanded mining. That is a concern that's affecting a lot of people. Again, people want us to say, oh, EVs come from lovely little windmills in fields with pretty ducks and daisies and kittens running around and not any pollution. No. Whatever EVs do make up for in their lack of particulates in the exhaust, they are causing massive ecological destruction, as well as geopolitical disruption by the demand for lithium. And you say, well, lithium, they're getting away from lithium. No, they're not. At least Ford isn't, and Tesla's not, and lithium is going to be increasing. Any of the minerals that are going into batteries are going to be mined, so this applies to lithium as much as the other stuff, as much as lithium. This article says we must eliminate lithium mining. It is very, very destructive on communities, and it creates ecological problems. It creates drought problems. As I understand, they need 500,000, 500,000 gallons of water to produce 1 ton of lithium. There is no free ecological ride with EVs. Don't let anybody tell you that. It's not true. This article also talks about EVs increasing our car dependency, and they were concerned that we need to go with more with electric bikes, public transportation, maybe electric buses and trains, regular foot-powered bicycles, and other transportation. And the whole car dependency thing, the road dependency in urban design is not a positive thing, because EVs have to park and charge. It's not just clutter in the urban environment. When you have a car, when you have an EV and a charger, that's even more clutter and creates urban issues. They were also concerned that whenever there's technology like this, the poor are marginalized. Well, that's typical, but that's a concern. They said it's very important we limit the size of EV batteries. Guess what? Everybody's making their batteries bigger, heavier, more powerful. I think the Hummer's batteries are 2 tons, something like that, they think. And I know Ford is ramping up their batteries so that their trucks have better towing range. So is GM. Batteries are going up in size, and batteries need to go down in size for true ecological environmental stability. So the trend is wrong in the EV industry. Don't let them tell you otherwise. Now here's a direct quote. EV mining reduces indigenous sovereignty and or community participation. It is a threat to cultural landscapes. That basically means that people are seizing land of native peoples, possibly in exchange for good paying jobs. But again, it's like the rainforest and countless other things. The indigenous poor people are getting shafted, and EVs are causing that. It is a threat to cultural landscapes. Wherever there's lithium, I don't care if it's your sacred land or whatever, it's going to get torn up. They're going to seize the land. They're going to find a way to get you off that land. And EV mining is kind of like the new gold rush. It's not a good thing culturally or in terms of indigenous rights. It's causing problems already. And this is a great statement about the geopolitical chaos that EVs are creating. The demand for lithium and other rare minerals is going up, and this is, quote, stoking geopolitical tension as nations compete for access to lithium deposits. So these nations are competing against each other. They're seeing who can do it cheaper, who can drive off more indigenous peoples from their land that contains lithium. They are not respecting ecologically fragile environments. They're just digging holes in the ground, digging lithium extraction pits. Go look up lithium mining on Google Images. You'll be horrified what you see. And EVs are causing this. This is not a good thing. This is a very bad thing for the environment. It's actually worse than the old California gold rush, because they would just pan in a river and sometimes do some hydroblasting. Oh, this lithium mining is on such a grand scale. People are going after money. It's about greed and geopolitical chaos. And I'm glad there's an article from maybe more the left side that's admitting this. One last thought. This is an argument I didn't think would make a whole video. I just want to throw this in here because I hear this a lot from the EV evangelists and certainly EV adapters who like their cars. If you like your EV, great. More power to you. If I could afford one, I'd have one. People didn't want to give up their horses when the automobiles came out. It's the same denial with EVs. No, it's not. Well, yes, it is. Except for some major things. It's the same except for everything. 2 points. When automobile owners ran out of gas, range anxiety, guess what? In the early days, they would carry spare gas cans sometimes strapped to the side of the vehicle before we knew it wasn't that safe. For quote charging, fueling, anytime, anywhere with no delays. So if you had one of the early cars, you had gas cans strapped to it, whether you were doing cross country racing or we were just out in the country. You carried gas with you. You carried your quote, charger with you. Um, yeah, you ever seen a Tesla tow a generator? No, I don't think so. Um, I've seen a meme about that. That's kind of funny. But anyway, um, automobile owners didn't have to worry because they could carry the gas with them. When you had horses, you didn't carry the hay with you. And also, horses had to be, quote, charged by resting. Horses could literally die if you pushed them too far. They're just mammals like the rest of us. And they had to have water and food breaks. And sometimes an hour, 3 hours, sometimes the whole evening. But anyway, somebody pointed out that horses had to be charged by resting and then water and food breaks at the charging facility livery. 1 to 3 hour breaks, just like EVs. Ha ha ha. Oh, I'm going to charge my EV for an hour and a half and get me some coffee and some honey buns. That sounds like dropping your horse off at the livery and going to Delmonico's for a snack. Yeah. I'm not sure things are that different. So anyway, I would love to have the idea of an EV having an extra battery or a battery charger in the vehicle. Just sort of like you can boost your cell phone by plugging it into a power pack. That wouldn't be a bad idea, but we don't have that technology, and I think we're probably a long way from that. Certainly a long way from that being affordable. Thanks for watching, and we will do some more videos for you. Please comment. Please disagree. I want you to disagree, and I also want you to read that UC Davis article by Rio Granos and others. It's a really good article, very thoughtful, and like I say, it comes from more of a sociological, more left-leaning side, and it's not a bunch of conservatives. It's a bunch of people caring about the environment.